Morning and welcome to Pink's project. We're down at Matt's little storage unit where he's got the Yugo Sana amongst many other minis, and today's plan is really quite a simple one. The plan is to hopefully take the seats out, give the car a proper clean on the inside, and hopefully if there's time today we'll take it outside and give it a bit of a wash, and hopefully it'll look a million times better already. Yes, me and Genevieve are down here helping Matt out today with Pink's project, the Yugo Sana that was of course ex-Hubnut. And we're doing a little bit of car archaeology today, and so far we found some interesting things such as a cork opener.
Cork opener? Do you mean a corkscrew?
Yeah, that. With
a cork attached to it that's half eaten.
So,
half there, half not.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting vehicle, I guess, because it looks like it's been torn to shreds a little bit by animals, but I have to say the inside doesn't look too bad really. It's mainly just a load of wood, which you can only assume a wood chip has been shoved through the window or something. But place your bets now, what do you think we're going to find in here?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes,
sorry.
Yes, I'm asking you.
Well, I've already found 26p, so, you know, we're already up in value.
26p, there we go, Matt. 26p back on your purchase price.
Oh, screwdriver?
The screwdriver's been found. So we found the corkscrew, screwdriver, 26p. Obviously lots and lots of wood chippings. There's a chain down here. That's interesting. Plenty of work to be done. The first course of action then today is to get in there, clear out as much of the surface rubbish as we possibly can, hopefully get the seats out and then maybe give the interior a bit of a vacuum. The majority of the hoovering has been done between myself and Genevieve, mainly Genevieve, done a good job with it. And as you can see, a massive difference already. It doesn't look half as much like someone's just used it for storing bits of wood. We come around to the back as well, get a good look in here. Notice no inertia reel seat belts. I think you just have to adjust them. Using the strap down here, very similar to the Mini. I don't think I've ever seen a rear seat that folds like this. Amazingly, this is actually working. But yeah, middle section comes down, side sections stay where they are. I don't think I've ever seen that before in a car. But yeah, remarkably, it's in fairly good condition in the boot. Looks to be mainly just surface rust, which again is great. Get a wire brush on that, fairly easily repairable. For the next plan of action, now all the hoovering has been done, or vacuuming, we're going to have a go at cleaning the seats. Matt's just made up a little bit of a washing solution. He's going to just wash down along the door cards and then potentially the seats as well. See what difference that makes. So we've just done the cleaning of the door cards and the dashboard. Genevieve's just heading off to get us some lunch, which is very kind of her. Matt's just about to move his car because the next stage is get the Sana outside and give it a proper clean on the exterior. So if we just go and have a quick look at the interior, it's such a difference. Okay, we haven't done the seats as of yet, they're still a bit grotty and grimy, but The dashboard looks a lot cleaner, the door cards, and of course the carpets, which we've already vacuumed out as well. It's actually not too bad once all the grot and grime has gone. But yeah, next stage, move the tripods, the fuel can, everything else out of the way, get the sauna outside, and then we'll give it a wash. Now, getting the sauna out was going to take a 1 million point turn. Although that would take some time, it didn't sound so bad, until you remember that the sauna doesn't actually run, and so it would have to be pushed with one tyre being mostly flat, and a steering rack that doesn't want to stay in place when you turn the steering wheel. This sounded heavy, but because me and Matt clearly hit the gym every week, pushing the sauna out wasn't too much trouble. As artistic as the rusty runs and slightly off-white patina are to the sauna, it turns out that washing off years and years worth of grot, grime and general unpleasantness was in a way quite therapeutic for us all. The wash of course revealed areas that need further attention, but as a whole it wasn't too bad. It was actually starting to look like a half-decent car after a simple interior hoover out, and of course a wash. I think we all started to fall a little for its charm. But we couldn't forget there was still a long way to go, so we couldn't get too gushy just yet. The wash was a good start, but Matt was keen to see just how good the paintwork could be under the stains that refused to budge, even after a wash.
So there's lots of streaks from rusty bits all over this. Potentially the car's going to get repainted, but for now I've got some G3 rubbing compound and a clean rag, and I'm just trying to get rid of a few of these things, and it's coming up lovely. So just work this in, and you can see the difference already. In fact, some of that paint is really quite good under there.
From grot to not.
Oh dear.
Wow. There it comes. I'll take the light cluster out and do it properly, but that's a good sign that a lot of these marks can come off.
This was just a simple test to see what difference the G3 cutting compound would make to the 30-year-old paintwork, and a proper buffing session is definitely in order for another day. That way then, areas that may require more than cutting compound can be identified. In the short term, it certainly proved effective. Genevieve was so impressed by the progress on the rear quarter that she wanted to have a go with the compound herself, and so she set her sights on the bonnet. Matt and I left her to it whilst we continued with some interior decontamination, starting at the rear of the car. The safe way of doing it. Firstly, using a window cleaning wipe, Matt began cleaning the inside of the windows. It's genuinely amazing how dirty the inside of the rear window is, even with the knowledge that the sauna had been sat up for a long time. And then we moved on to the seats. We had planned to remove these as mentioned earlier, but rusty bolts and a general lack of time to try what would inevitably end up as various methods, shall we say, to remove them, prevented that this time. So Matt, determined not to accept total defeat, got to work with some fabric cleaner to see what difference it would make to the massively discoloured seats.
There is actually a coloured stripe in here, if you can see it. Wow. Starting to come out. But yes, I think I'm going to have to get the full wet and dry back on this. Or ideally get the covers off and jet wash them.
It's probably the best way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's have a look.
I always prefer to use white rags so you can see exactly what's coming out.
Ooh.
Lots and lots of dirt. So yeah, these are going to need a good clean in the future.
Is that the colour of the fabric?
Potential's there though. Sorry?
Is that the actual colour of the fabric or just...
Well, the fabric is actually slightly blue. If you look at the bits behind the back seats where they barely had any sun, just on the edges here, it's almost blue. But we'll let that dry and start to vacuum it out and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll need to give this a proper clean as well, but we can't really get to
No,
it.
we need to fix the seats, get them out.
And take this all out as well. Obviously, the seats would need more than cleaning foam to get them back to their original colour, but it was a step in the right direction. By this point, we'd left Genevieve with the bonnet for a while, and this is what we came back to. With the G3 having been put to good use and the afternoon pressing on, we were out of time to continue with any more work on this project, but we all felt like significant progress had been made that afternoon. Yes, believe it or not, this is the exact same car we started out with this morning. The time now is currently just about 4:10. We've been on this for pretty much all the day, haven't we really? And yeah, look at the changes. It's vastly improved. Nice and clean on the outside as much as possible. Of course, it needs a lot of buffing as well, but we got rid of the worst of the grime. The interior, that's now all hoovered out and got rid of all the rubbish in here. The seats, they've begun to have a clean. A successful day's progress on the Yugo Sana. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, let us know. What do you think? Is it a major improvement already? I personally think it is. And of course, if you want to see more of the Sana and other car-based content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more car-based content. Right, I've been Jake. Matt's obviously here as well, but he's just doing a bit of tidying up, as is Genevieve. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, farewell.